Last thing I talked to you, Carter, about was energy being created and destroyed. And energy can't be created or destroyed. But we did talk about how energy can go from one form to another, and maybe that second form isn't very useful. So it's not that energy is created or destroyed, but what it is that the usefulness of that energy can be destroyed. And we were talking about the potato chip. Remember, we had the potato chip that was very useful and it was very helpful, but as you know, as I crumpled the thing up and I threw it into the wind and it got all messed up, then the amount of energy that you have is actually a lot less, or not less energy. You have less usefulness in your energy. All right, so here's what I want to talk about now. This is kind of hard to do because I don't have. You've been to our school once, right? I remember seeing you for the Grit Fest. Yeah, so you've seen inside of the place, but you're not super familiar with it. Anyway, check this out. Here's a blueprint of the front office of our school. All right, let's download this sucker. We're going to get into the, all right, hold on. Let me open up this blueprint of the front office of our school. Let's see. In fact, you can download this onto your computer as well. Just go down to scan from Xerox machine inside of our home screen. There's a file there. All right. Okay, cool. Let's open it up and we'll take a look at it. Here's the blueprint of the front office of our school. This right here, let's see, where's the front entrance? Here's the front entrance, this room right here. This is the teacher's resource room. This is where Mr. Lord sits. And here's where the tech office is. And here's it's a big conference table in here that basically gives you it's a big conference table that gives you, or that a lot of students sit at. Let's see. Here's the counselor's office. Here's another counselor's office. This is where the principal's office is. Here's the resource director's office, and here's the vice principal's office over here. And then back here, here's where our accounting people sit. Cool? So what we're going to do is this, all right? What we're going to do for all next semester, and I'm going to get you started on this, is check this out. I actually am monitoring all the electricity that is coming into this building and into this blueprint of the front office of our school. Go to energy.ethompson.org. I think that might be it. Yeah, energy.ethompson.org. Cool? All right. Now, this is the energy that is coming into the front office right now. And I've been monitoring it since, how long have I been monitoring it? Let's see. I started back in around April of this year. And so we've been monitoring the energy that we've been using in April. So I think it's really interesting. Like, you can actually take a look at the graph, and we have some pretty good data. Let's see if we can go down to the day view, starting from April. Let's see. Let's go to April 1st. There we go. Huh. Look at that. I didn't expect to see that. What is going on here? Oh, wait a second. I know what this is. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense a lot. Anyway, check this out, Carter. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you data. I want us to play with it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know everything there is to know about all of the components of this thing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take a look at how we can use this data and in the most detailed way. We can actually pull reports from this thing. We can export data by the second, export data by the minute, by the month, all of that kind of stuff. Now I'm looking at the data as by the day. So I have, I'm noticing kind of a weird pattern. Can you tell me why it goes up and down like this? So over here, the Y value is the kilowatt hours, and then over here, it goes down, every so often. What are your thoughts? Yeah, those are the weekends, exactly. The thing that tripped me out was I was looking at this 3 thing right here, and I was wondering, why are there three days in a row? But that's actually probably a 3-day weekend. So here's what I want to do, is I want to export data, and I want to pull this data, and this is monitoring all of the stuff that is going into this building right here. Then what we're going to do is I have something that is on top of there's the big circuit board, the big circuit box that's over here. There's a circuit box that, and we actually spliced our energy monitoring system into there. And then what we're going to do is I actually have been collecting data on all of the components that is inside of this room. So what I need to do is we're going to take a look at, I'll give you what components exist in here and how much data they use. Now, I'll show you how I'll get that data as well. So, click on Wemo Data. It's a Google Doc. It's not a hyperlink you can click apparently, so I'll make it a hyperlink. Give me a second. Oh, darn. There. Hyperlink. Alright, click on the Wemo Data. Tell me when you're there. Actually, I can see when you're there because it will pop up. There we go, one other viewer. Okay, so check this out. What I've been doing is I've been collecting data, and this is the raw data that comes out of this device called a Wemo. I'll show you what it looks like. It's been on sale on Black Friday at Walmart. It's pretty cool. All you do is, it's this little device right here. We had this device right here. It's about $70 when we got it, and we plugged it into the refrigerator and all of the different components that we have that go into our office. So we've been monitoring the refrigerator and all of this, and the microwave. And let's go back to the data collection. There we go. We've been monitoring the refrigerator, the imaging system that we have back here, the microwave, what is this? The power. Oh, this is the tech director. So this is Mr. Lord, how much power he's drawing. And we monitored, let's see, the exterior microwave, the refrigerator, the copy machine, that kind of stuff. There's an interesting thing that happens in the copy machine, and I'd like to take a look at it. And I have this one here, and this one was a little weird. I'm not sure why we have it there. I mean, why it doesn't have any data attached to it. So anyway, here's how the data looks. Okay, so it gives you the average, the date, and then the how long it's been on for that day, and the power consumption, and the time that it's been off, and the power consumption when it's on standby, so not really off, but on standby. But if we're talking about a microwave, there's no such thing as standby, I guess. You know, it's either on or off. And then the average connected device, or how long it's on again, the average power, the daily cost, all of that kind of stuff. So this is the data that we've been getting. So I've collected all this data from here. So what I want to try to be able to do, Carter, is I'm going to take data that is at the individual level, and this is what I'm talking about. This data, this Excel data, is at the individual level for the individual components of the components inside of our smart grid, or inside of our front office. And I want to pull the data, the Excel data, from here, the energy.ethompson.org footprints, and I want to be able to monitor our exact energy uses. Does that make sense? Now, the reason why I'm being slightly vague about this is because this actually, we had a lot more pieces to this because we processed all this data. But what I want you to do is this year, I want you to figure out our own way to process this data. And here's what we ended up coming up with for, this was last year. Tiger Oaks actually built a web page that processes all the data. Now, we can learn how to build this web page together, and I think that would be really cool. We don't need to do a web page. I'm going to let you guys figure out what it exactly is that you want to be able to process this data. And you know what's really interesting about the copy machine? We process the data for the copy machine, and so you can look at the different, like the black dotted line is the averages, and then all the different, these are the different days. What's really weird is there's a power spike consistently for almost 3 hours, maxing out every day at 4:30 in the morning. Isn't that weird? Like, I mean, if you look at the data that we were using back in April, it goes all over the place. It goes up, down, all of that kind of stuff. Apparently, 4/11 was a really huge copy machine day at 4 o'clock p.m. But what's weird is this consistent data that comes up to here and goes up to a point. I think it's really interesting, and you wouldn't be able to see that if you look at this data over here, because we pulled that straight out of this copy machine data right here, copier right here. So I'll let you figure out how to process this to make it look a little bit nicer like this. But I can tell you where I think that thing comes in from. This spike actually comes from, I believe that every morning Xerox, the copy machine sends the Xerox company a report of what exactly we're using. And so it turns the copy machine on. And maybe the report takes about 3 hours to process. And so this is what I'm looking at here. Because nobody's in here at 4:30 in the morning. The earliest people come in, well, you can see when people come in and start using it. We start using it around 7 o'clock in the morning. Maybe around 7:30. Right? And then you can see kind of when people go home. They go home around 19:30, so that would be 7:30. They go around 7:30. Like 6:30, 7:30. But there's this weird spike that happens every day at 4:30 in the morning when no one's here. And I was thinking, what is going on? And I think that's it, to be honest with you. That's one of the conclusions I drew. So what do you think? This is an interesting project? All right. So I threw out a lot of stuff at you. I'm going to show you one more thing, and this is all I know. So what I want you to do is I want you to learn how to use the TED. That's what it's called, the Energy Detective. That's what we're using. Go and look at the user manual. I want you to read some of the user manual. And what we're going to do is we want to, because this TED is what we have attached to our device. You need to read the user manual. I want you to learn how to export this data. Then what I want to do is I want to take the average values of this data right here, figure out a way to combine those two pieces of data into one. And then what we can do is, because we no longer have the Wemo, what we have now is we have, let's see, June 30th. Let's start this. Let's see. I want to go to, what day is it? Today is December 3rd. There we go. What I want to do is I want to figure out when exactly, or I want to figure out how to use this data to help us better understand, how to use this data to help us better understand how this thing works. And then maybe what we can do, and then I'm going to throw the project out there to you guys and say, well, let's figure out what we want to do with this. You know, how we want to work this. Huh. Oh, I see. I was looking at this. Why are there 4 days down here? That's Thanksgiving right there. And apparently someone was in the office on Thanksgiving. What day is this? This is 11/28. Somebody was in the office the day after Thanksgiving. I wonder what they were doing. Let's take a look at that. Hold on. Let's go down to the day view. Let's go down to the hour view. And we'll look at 11/28. Let's see. This starts at 11/28. Let's go to 11/27. Oh, and then we'll bring this out. November. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it looks to me like here's the 20th. This is Thanksgiving. Then it went down. What is this? On the 29th, we used more power than before, than when nobody was here. That's interesting. I wonder what that is. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Let's go down to the minute view, and I want to go to 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Oh, I know what that must be. That must be that spike that we always see, right? That must be that power, that the copy machine spike that we always see. Here's the minute view. I'm going to go to 4 hours, maybe 12 hours. Oh, I see. Okay, let's see. This is, I can't get the minute view to a range. I have to, I can only do the minute view to a certain amount of, like, it reads live data. But this one doesn't read live data. This is my whatever. Huh. It's interesting that this day is average higher than the other days. Anyway, dude, there's so much you can do with this. Let me show you one more thing, and then I think we got to be done. You can export the data into Excel files. You just click export, and then it gives you a comma separated values, and then you can export that data into Excel files. So what I want you to do is export some of this data, play around with this thing, read the manual, and take a look at this data and tell me what it is you want to start doing with this. On Friday, we're going to discuss this some more. Sound good? And this is what we're going to spend we're going to start up in January, but I'm introducing it to you now, and I'm going to play around with it some more, so that way you can think about it over the weekend, or over the winter break, and then when we hit January, we can figure out exactly what it is we want to do with this project. All right. Talk to you later, dude. So your homework is to check out the lab manual. I didn't write up a homework assignment for you yet, but your homework is to check out the lab manual for this thing by going to Help and User Lab Manual. And then what I want you to do is export some data. Take a look at what kind of data it spits out, and then think about how it is we want to use that data. Cool? Now we no longer have the Wemo, but I might be able to get another one for us, or maybe get some more. But actually, we've already monitored all of as much of the data as we could of the components inside of the front office. What I think I need to do is get you pictures of the components inside the front office. All right, cool. Talk to you later, dude. Okay, bye.